Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2021. What a beautiful morning for a commencement ceremony. Members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Mayor, faculty and staff, grandparents, parents, family members, alumni, and distinguished guests. On behalf of the John Cooper School, it is a privilege to welcome you all to the Dunlap Gymnasium for this commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. For those of you watching on live stream, welcome as well. I now ask that you please rise as we will listen to seniors from the class of 2021 sing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Please be seated. Seniors, thank you for that stirring rendition of the national anthem. Anna, Ben, Eve, Maddie, Michael, Oliver, Preston, Samantha were all singing there in your program, and we're so grateful for all the times that they have honored our country with their anthem, with our anthem. I would now like to introduce Senior Zachary Taylor, who will deliver our invocation.
Father who art in heaven, the students and guests of the class of 2021 come to you today with hearts of thanksgiving and gratitude as we mark the end of our high school career. We want to thank you for guiding us through the many challenges that we have faced, whether it be natural disasters, global pandemics, or AP exams. We want to thank our fellow peers who have continued to lift each other up and given us a shoulder to lean on during the ups and downs of high school. We want to thank our teachers who have not only educated us academically, but have served as role models to us and helped shape us into the young adults that we are becoming today. We want to thank our family members who have loved and supported us through everything and given us motivation to continue the race that we call life. I pray that you continue to guide us in the coming years as we embark on new adventures and start new beginnings in the future. I pray that you can help us use everything that we have learned at Cooper and transform the world into a better place than it was before. Finally, Lord, I would like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to build this John Cooper community with each one of these individuals today. Though we may be leaving the campus, we can always be proud to call ourselves Cooper Dragons. Amen.
Thank you, Zach. Now I would like to ask seniors Sophia Gilroy and Sydney Leeper, the co-valedictorians from the class of 2021, to give their valedictory addresses. Sophia.
I'd like to welcome family and friends, faculty and administrators, and my fellow graduates to this celebration. At Cooper, some people are native Texans, postal transplants, or expatriates. Others, like myself, are a blend of these backgrounds. I was born in Texas and was lucky enough to live in the DC area and abroad before moving back here 3 years ago. Although to me, it didn't feel like I was moving home. This is in part because what makes me feel at home are people and the memories I make with them, more than a particular place. Leaving Cooper now, I know that I am leaving a home of mine in this community. I think of the teachers that go well beyond the course curriculum by sharing their passions and their talent, telling us stories, and encouraging us. My classmates and friends, I'll give you guys credit, have also taught me, but mostly you have grown with me into extremely impressive, semi-functional adults with lots of potential. In my time at Cooper, I have made many cherished memories. I remember Mr. Mosier introducing me to the slightly overwhelming number of materials I could create art with, learning about Pablo Escobar's hippos in Miss Hill's Spanish class, performing and producing plays and the Life Show, creating Rube Goldberg machines in physics, having English discussions in the quad, volunteering through Interact, getting to know our kindergarteners, running, otherwise known as struggling, through Burroughs Park with the cross-country team, going to Buc-ee's with the soccer team, and dancing, mostly poorly, together at formals and prom. I know that these memories and countless more will stick with me and remind me of the home that I found in this community, and all of you. I promised my friends I wouldn't talk about the pandemic, but I would like to mention one of the things I discovered in our time away from campus. I realized how much passing periods, long lunches, and hanging out in the parking lot after school meant to me. I had the opportunity to share experiences of good days and bad days with friends, new and old. I feel the same about informal chats during downtime with teachers and counselors, no matter how short, getting to know them a bit more, hearing their perspectives, and recognizing that they hear me. I realized that all those small moments of conversation with diverse, funny, multifaceted, thoughtful, complex, surprising, and genuinely interesting people added up to an experience fundamentally a part of going to school here and being at home in this community. Thank you to all the parents, teachers, siblings, and mentors that led us to this moment. When we go off to college throughout the country and abroad, shout out to the Canadians, Australians, and Katarina. Don't be surprised when we call for help putting together an art portfolio, finding a resource for a history paper, or remembering how to use a washing machine. That will definitely happen, sorry, Mama. Although this probably illustrates the potential limits of our independence, I hope that in your eyes it shows how much we value your support and immensely genuine love of teaching. When you start to miss us, just remember, you haven't gotten rid of us yet. To all my classmates, I am so impressed by all of you, the art that you create, your ability to address complex problems, the independent study projects you presented, your candor in conversations, your grit in athletics, and your dedication, which has undoubtedly paid off. I cannot wait to see what you all achieve at your respective colleges and beyond. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'd like to start by saying that I am truly honored to be up here to speak with you this morning. I am beyond thankful for y'all's support, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate what each and every one of you have contributed to our class. From my close friends, Yulia and Zach, to my fellow Math Bowl competitors, to Beja and Abby and the other Ink Blots contributors, to Nancy, Emily, and my 10th grade chemistry class, and then to our athletes, and of course, our performers, Samantha, Jay, Maddie, and Preston. I want you all to leave here knowing that I am proud of everything you've accomplished and who you've become as people. I would not want to be a member of any other class, even if we are notorious for losing Spirit Week every year. It's okay. So, in addition to my fellow classmates, I'd like to thank my parents, my sister Shelby, and my extended family who have loved and supported me endlessly. I'd also like to thank the amazing faculty and staff who have helped us on the journey from curiosity to wisdom. I've genuinely loved and admired all of my teachers here, so I'm sad that I can't stand here to thank each and every one of them. But from celebrating math at Miss Child's Pie Day, to needing a dictionary to keep up with Mr. Pop's assembly speeches. I think it's safe to say Cooper has definitely offered all of us a memorable learning experience. When I first began brainstorming for my speech, I struggled to think of one memorable piece of wisdom that I could share that would impact y'all's life. But over the course of the past few weeks, I've realized that I may not need to share one overarching life theme. And rather, I've decided to share a collection of experiences and values that have shaped who I am. So I started my freshman year absolutely loving school. And if you don't believe it, my fellow bio class and Allie can confirm this for you. But outside of class, I was looking for a new way to get more involved. This led me to run for the Student Government Association, where I was fortunate to meet Ram Desibaholta, that year's student body service chair, and someone who has since become an impactful mentor for me. I know some of you remember Ram and his fantastic water bottle assembly speeches, but in case you don't, he was one of the most passionate high school leaders that I've met who genuinely cared about making a difference. Ram taught me that a good leader can inspire just about anyone to action, and his enthusiasm, authentic motivation for service, and respect of others allowed him to make big changes in creating a more environmentally friendly upper school. So one example of this. Ram is probably the only person that can make me, or any of my other fellow classmates, be excited to count empty plastic water bottles at the end of a long lunch. So since working with him, I've been inspired to pursue more leadership roles. Looking forward to college and beyond, I hope to not only lead, but also instill passion in others so that we can accomplish big things. As Ram became a mentor for me, I hope all of you can find inspiration in someone else. This person could be my personal favorite, Iron Man, or Ernest Hemingway, or Carlos Correa, or even a best friend. But please, I encourage you all to find anyone who you can believe in. We all have amazing things buried deep inside us, so it's important to remember that authentic energy breeds more energy. By feeding off the energy of others, we can all be inspired as we start on our own unique paths to make the world a better place, whether that's through the next Live Aid concert, or Mars Landing, or mental health initiative. So moving on from freshman year, what I took away from the next 2 years was a mix of how we pushed ourselves as both students and community members. So I'm going to start with our junior year 10-minute independent study project. For the first time, we experienced how school and our passions can intersect. And we also got to practice presenting, a skill that I know will aid us in the future when we can effectively communicate our world-changing ideas. So soon after the independent study project and a much-needed spring break, I thought I'd add, none of us anticipated not coming back to school for many, many, many months. In mentioning this, I just want to take a moment to thank all of you for your resilience and optimism. I want to start with the administration and faculty. Thank you all for finding fun and creative ways to prepare us for online exams. So, in addition to the faculty, I'd like to thank my fellow classmates behind me who worked diligently and found ways to help a community that was scared and in need. Specifically, I'd like to give a shout out to the plazas. Thank you both for making over 2,000 masks when we needed them most. Good job to my class. So I think the phrase that sums up our optimism best has stuck with me from my lower school days. And for those of you that know it, feel free to say it with me. So the phrase that ends each lower school John Cooper News broadcast is, "Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours." So my last defining high school takeaway revolves around my horse. I know you're probably not surprised that I couldn't finish my speech without mentioning him. My horse Percy has taught me so many things throughout high school, and today I thought I'd share the story of how I qualified for a junior riding championship. So how qualifying works is any time a rider goes into the arena, all their scores are averaged together. Then, the competitors with the highest averages are invited to join a team and represent the United States at a so-called mini Olympics. So the story begins with an email I found recently. I have it here, brought it separately, so I thought that I would read it to you. It's addressed to the Director of National Programs at the United States Equestrian Federation. It says, "Good afternoon. This is Sydney Leeper, and I just had one quick question. If I got bucked off on Friday in the junior test, will that count as a 0 in my average? Thank you." She responded, "Hi, Sydney. We do not add in zeros for any championship qualification. If you're unable to complete a junior test, so let me tell you, the only way you're unable to complete is if you don't stay on. You will need to ride it at another show to meet the minimum requirement." So I think these emails are pretty funny because at the time that I wrote them, I thought I was being reasonable. But looking back, I realized that I sound pretty ridiculous. Can you imagine what she must have thought of me, the United States Equestrian Federation? I mean, if you can't stay on your horse, how do you plan on qualifying for the North American Youth Championship next month? Well, without the 0 counting, and by some miracle, I actually did qualify for the junior team. Once I was qualified, I worked super hard all summer before going up to New York and then finishing 3rd in North America with my team. While we were on the podium, and as I reflected back in that moment, it was clear to me that I'd only gotten there because I was willing to go for a big goal, even though I was clearly in way over my head at the start. What I hope you can take away from this story is that sometimes it's okay to take a risk when you're not ready. If you have a passion, like I do, I encourage you to follow it and stop at nothing, even if that means not being afraid to put yourself out there. So in summary, be bold. You do not always have to feel 100% prepared. From what I've said today, I hope you found something that resonates with you. And if there's one thing to take away, it's that who we are as a class and what we've learned together will go on to make us successful. Now, sometimes this path to success is not what we've previously envisioned. And throughout this year's college process, I have learned that we are all far more than an acceptance to one dream school. Instead, we're defined by the way we've stayed true to ourselves, embraced mentorship in others, like Rom, what I shared, been adventurous, and taken risks, like the Percy story. So the reality is who we've become in our time here. As Dr. Estrada would say, mindful individuals, along with a growth mindset, will allow us to thrive socially and academically in college and life too, because that's what matters the most. So with that, I wish you all the best in college. Go and do great things, and I hope to hear about your success at the 2031 reunion. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. Isn't it just wonderful? Thank you, Sophia, Sydney, and Zach. Just wonderful. Now I'd like to introduce Will Corson, senior class speaker, as elected by the class of 2021.
Hello there. First of all, I just want to thank everyone, my class included, for giving me the opportunity to do this. But in addition to that, I would like to point out that if I do bad up here, they voted for it. In all seriousness, though, it was kind of surprising to me that they had chosen me to be speaker, as a majority of high school, I was the kid who was saying that high school didn't matter. But over the past 4 years, I've realized how important high school is, and I hope that all of you guys have too. While what you learned in the classroom may or may not be important to your life based on your chosen career, there is one part of high school that I know mattered to each and every one of us. What I'm referring to is the memories. Because I promise you will not remember the grades or how well you did in class, but the things you will take with you for the rest of your lives will be the times you spent with your friends and your teachers. I'm going to forget the C that I got on my philosophy paper, which, if I'm being honest, probably didn't even deserve that. But I will always remember the memories such as getting in trouble with my friends Matthew and Preston for racing around on rolling chairs on the rock, or watching the video of me dancing around before a football game before I fall out of frame, or playing video games with my friends when I should have been studying for an algebra test I had next period. Now, I know I've listed off memories that are outside of the class, but I also have great memories of things we did in class. From the mock trial we did in Miss Bryson's English class, or working on my independent research project with my teacher, Miss Wiggins. And I know these experiences aren't singular to me. We've all made memories that will last a lifetime. It could be staying up late in a hotel for the SBC championship, or maybe it's performing in school plays, or maybe it's something as simple as spending time with our friends, but it's the little joys that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. I find it interesting when we enter high school, we expect to be learning about things like math, English, and science, when in reality what we really learn about is who we are and how we fit into this world. I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm serious. For example, I can't tell you for certain that I know more math than I do now, or than I did back when I started high school. But I do know that I've changed as a person these 4 years. I mean, when I entered high school, I thought I was going to follow my dad's footsteps and be an engineering major. Now I'm going off to be a screenwriting major, and I do not know what could be more farther from engineering major. This is what high school is for, though, to teach us that there are things that we might not be good at that we thought we were, but there are also things that we are pretty good at that we never expected we would have been. I know I'm not the only one who changed through high school, as I've watched some of my friends do a complete 180 studies. I have a friend who I've played football with since middle school who raced those chairs with me, Matthew Taylor. And when we entered high school, he was a very laid-back person. He had a very laid-back approach to both football and high school. And over these last 4 years, I've watched him become one of the most dedicated people to both football and schoolwork. I mean, I went to Starbucks one day and I saw this guy studying Japanese and looking at stocks. I mean, I don't know how he does it. I mean, he was also recognized in the football season for his work ethic because of how much he was dedicated to the team. My point here is that these 4 years aren't about making sure we know the order of operations or that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. They are about giving us ways to find out who we are and what we want to do with our lives. So when you go off to college and ask yourself, what did high school even teach me? Or wow, why didn't they teach me how to do taxes? I want you to remember that it's more than just the actual facts that high school shoved into our brains, but to also ask yourself if high school was meant to teach us or if it was meant to mold us. Thank you.
That was absolutely wonderful, Will. Let's give him one more round of applause for that. And now, please join me in welcoming to the podium Senior Michael Bannerman, Senior Class President, who will present the Senior Class Gift.
Throughout this year, we've endured many hardships and challenges dealing with the impacts of COVID. Our greater community in particular has dealt with families losing jobs and facing housing insecurity. The Cooper community has recognized and addressed these setbacks, finding ways to serve. A significant part of the Cooper mission highlights our commitment to developing responsible citizens and leaders, and I believe that my fellow Cooper students have lived up to this high standard through acts of volunteerism in groups like Interact and Habitat for Humanity. While COVID prevented the school from building a Habitat home this year, we came together to support a new project, Canstruction. This food drive ultimately donated hundreds of food cans to the Montgomery County Food Bank, and our class is building on this success. I am excited to announce a $2,021 gift from our class of 2021 to the Montgomery County Food Bank, and we, oh, yes. And we hope this gift continues to care for others in our community. Thank you to my fellow classmates and all of their families for your commitment to service in our community. We are truly making an impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, class of 2021. And now, we are very proud to begin the awarding of diplomas to the class of 2021. As we call the name of each senior, we invite members of that senior's family to rise in recognition of this wonderful accomplishment. Ola dipupo, ola watimelein, adiola. Alan Armand Arani. Michael Alex Bannerman, cum laude. Maya Basila, cum laude. Emily Bass. Xiangkai B. Michael Paulo Biaggi. Travis Logan Birdsall. Christina Bufara, cum laude. Jenna Sydney Braun. Anna Claudia Broussard. Tyler Chase Bullock, cum laude. Grant Ray Carter. Kirthi Chandra, cum laude. Chao Jiaming is not here today, but we'd like to recognize Justin Chang. Chao Jiaming. Chen Shua Jin. Lucas Alexander Comanici, cum laude. William Robert Corson. Allie Elizabeth Renault Colton. Jackson Thomas Crum. Benjamin Thomas Curran. Benjamin Russell Deloitte. Alexander John DeVries. Eleanor Elizabeth Dewberry. James Thomas Donald. Marion Sky Donald. Kyle Michael Dove. Catherine Elise Drake. Gabrielle Lee Drinkwine. Zachary Michael Dyke, cum laude. Katarina Ann Endem. Amara Cartier Finney. Mary Catherine Eva Flanagan. Alexandra Elizabeth Flynn, cum laude. Sabrina Ann Frusco. Anthony Joseph Gianetti. Gurkia Kaur Gill. Sophia Annabella Gilroy, cum laude. Gretchen Rose Godwin. Nicholas Jose Gosens. Emma Louise Grosser. Katia Andrea Guerrero Hernandez. Divya Anjali Gulasingham, cum laude. Jackson Dean Hammond. Lauren Dana Harkness. Amaya J. Harrell. Robert Nicholas Harris III, cum laude. Anna Masood Hassan, cum laude. Ryan Hancock Ernsberger. Mayana Sarah Ibrul. Ruby Adelaide Herman, cum laude. Phoebe Olivia Hollingsworth. Hayden Walker Hughes. Corey Irawan is not joining us today, but we'd like to congratulate Corey Irawan. Rushen Jin is also not joining us today, but congratulations to Rushen. Dorothea Lynn Johnson. Rebecca Rose Juronic, cum laude. Isabella Serena Neen, cum laude. Madhav Kamlesh Katecha. Jackson William Coven. Sarah Kyle Middleman. Nancy Iran Lee. Dylan Gareth Lewis. Samuel Robert Libby. Elizabeth Marie Liner, cum laude. Sydney Michelle Leeper, cum laude. Avriana Jade Lisenby. William Pierre McDermott. James Carey DeYoung McKenzie. Miles David Miller. William Henry Knapp. Ajela Nike Ojimwonyi. Amarachukwu Chiamaka Salomi Oguchi. John Alexander Ordman. Jack Patrick O'Riordan. Victoria Holly Osmond, cum laude. Olivia Valerie Overbeek. Hannah Elizabeth Power. Joaquin Paz, cum laude. Jacob Paul Peterson. Dan Cao Kan Pham. Emiliano Plaza Crisanti. Sebastian Plaza Crisanti. Abigail Noel Prettyman. Anthony James Pride, cum laude. Alessandra Francesca Ramirez. Jacob Charles Rebrook. Mehdi Ali Rizvi. Alyssa Diana Patricia Rogers. Allison Elizabeth Runketo. Annabelle Jane Ross. Preston Andrew Rowley. Samantha Kate Sardina. Austin Richard Sargos. Gavin Mitchell Schmidt, cum laude. Luke Austin Sinkovich. Beja Lee Shivek. Yulia Smorovozova. Catherine Diane Stable, cum laude. Caden Isaiah Sullivan. Jay Suresh. Matthew Nicholas Taylor. Zachary Armando Taylor. Eve Catherine Tinsley. Oliver James Tipler. Gaia Donyi Wilkinson, cum laude. Madeline Elizabeth Tozer. Rohan Kedarnath Vaidya, cum laude. Cedric Vanderdonk. Peyton Edward Wagner. Joshua Kenneth Wizoli. Nathan Alexander Wysoli. Catherine Ann Wally. Nathaniel LaRue Willis. Jack Alexander Wilson. Zachary Scott Winton, cum laude. Carson Hayes Wolf. Luke Daniel Woodall. Luciano Zecchi. Anthony Wang Zheng. Ali Mohammed Zidane, Ulan. Cullen Edward Ziegler.
Hello, everyone. The largest graduating class in the history of the John Cooper School. How about a round of applause? Okay. Giving out those diplomas is truly one of the highlights of the school year for me, even when I forget to take a picture with one of the students. And it's always fun to hear back as most of the kids will say thank you, or kind of a little giggle, or thank you very much. And that's appropriate. I mean, I'm handing them something, I'm congratulating them. One of them, and I won't name him, said, "Have a good rest of the afternoon." And I'm going to do that. But we're going to talk for just a minute or two. I know you all are ready to explode, but it's important. This is the last chance that I get to speak to you. And I want to share some, I think, important things I hope you will take away. Everybody here is here because of you. Everybody here will miss each of you. And we sincerely hope that you will come back to visit whenever you come home. In fact, we prefer you come here before you go to your home. That's how much we like seeing our graduates come back. And please know you are always welcome to come and visit your school. And the pronoun there is intentional. Your potential in the future is unlimited. We are very interested in hearing about your accomplishments in college. Please share your successes with us. It gives us great fulfillment as educators, and we want current students and parents to know how well Cooper graduates do when they go off to college. Take good care of yourselves, and take good care of each other. Tonight, this weekend, and in the summer weeks ahead. Please be safe as you celebrate and share this special time with your peers. Now, let's do this one step at a time, okay? Seniors, stand up. Cameras ready. Turn your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to officially introduce the John Cooper School Class of 2021.